Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll just try and continue exactly where we left off of the Calabar Town video that I did the last time. And I think the last video we stopped at K-Step, which is exactly where I am. I'll just switch the camera around you guys exactly. So that is the K-Step drive. It goes all the way down that side. So this is exactly where we'll start the video, and I'll just give you guys a 360 of the entire area. After that, we will continue with the video and hopefully try and see if we'll be able to cover this entire area, because I think the last time where exactly we stopped was at Bureh Junction. So we'll try and see if in this video we'll be able to push as far as that particular destination. But as always, this is exactly where we are, and this is just a 360 of the entire area, and then after that we'll continue with the video. So we start, and I'm exactly walking at this particular center, but as we go along I'll try and switch to a particular side of this particular main highway. I'll now try and cross. So this is also another makeshift car dealership, as you guys can see. So these are all used cars that are sold. Of course, that is the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. I think there are two of them here that are being sold. So that particular way, it leads to Rubis Road, which directly leads to the old Calabar Town Road. But we continue, and this is, if I can say, this may be the final video for this particular section, because I'm hoping in this vlog we'll try and push it as far as Bureh Junction if possible, and maybe even extend it beyond that point. But I think for now this is exactly how far we will come, and hopefully try to show you guys exactly how this particular area, or how both sides of this particular main road has been crowded. So that is also another makeshift car dealership, as you guys can see. So again, I'll just try and cross and then try and take you guys back so you guys can see exactly where we started. So this is just a view of both sides of the street, some of the houses and enterprises that are located at this main highway. So that is exactly where we started at K-Step Bureh. Of course, that is Rubis Road, which we've already passed, and this is exactly where we are. So of course that is a new construction, as you guys can see. But we continue with the video, and as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and of course share to as many of your contacts as possible and help me grow the channel. So that is Jalo Drive. I think it's also another drive around this particular community. It leads all the way down there, but we are here as we continue with the video, and hopefully try to complete this section of this new road, as my next aim will be to cover that of the old Calabar Town Road, because, excuse me, just like I stated in my previous video, this will be the final video for this main highway, as our next video will be the exploration of that of the old Calabar Town Road, because I think immediately after this video I'll try and do the video of that particular road that leads, I think, from Allentown. It leads all the way to I think Grafton, the main market, and also the main Grafton Bureh highway. But we'll see which of these videos we'll try and do first. And of course, you guys can see, I think these buses, they are heading to McKinney, as the All People's Congress presently having their convention, I think, in which they will select one of the candidates that will represent the party during the country's upcoming general elections, and these buses are taking some of the supporters of the All People's Congress to McKinney, which is where their convention is being held. So, of course, as we go along, you guys can see the various changes and the different enterprises that have been established at this main particular highway. So again, I'll pause here and then just try and give you guys another 360. So that is also another car dealership, and take you guys back just to show you guys where we started and exactly where we are. So that is exactly where we started, and this is exactly where we are. But we will continue with the video and hopefully try and make progress. So as always, thank you guys for the subscription and the support, and thank you guys for the calls and also the comments, because I think one of my subscribers called me yesterday and we had a very nice conversation. His name was I think Mr. Bonnie Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you guys, thank you sir for the call and also for the support. But we are here and we are still at Calabar Town, and hopefully I think immediately after Calabar Town there's also another community called Bureh, which is also another community that is located at this main highway. So of course it's also another car dealership, as you guys can see. But we are still here, and of course you guys already know, as we go along we'll have various pauses where we'll try as much as we can in showing both sides of the road, and if possible try and show some of the buildings or some of the enterprises that are located on both sides of this particular street or this particular main highway, which is the Calabar Town or Bureh main highway, as this particular highway leads to the provinces and other regions around the country. But we are here and we continue with the video, and I will stand here again and then just try to push you guys back. So I think that is a school, but it is yet to be completed, as you guys can see. But we continue. So that's exactly where we started, and this is exactly where we are, still at Calabar Town. And of course to this other side, these are some of the houses and enterprises that are located at this main highway. Of course that is a new construction. So we continue, and the reason why I usually say some of the houses and some of the enterprises, because on both sides I think there are very huge buildings, which I think the downstairs are usually designated as shops and other business enterprises, whilst the first and other floors, as is the case at most very popular highways or very popular destinations around the country. But we are here and we continue with the video. So this is I think a new construction. It is called Master. It's it's a tall building, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the downstairs I think there is a store, I don't know, or there's an enterprise that I think they are suppliers, or they supply some of the bars and other entertainment spots around these areas with drinks and other beverages that are from the Sierra Leone Brewery Limited. As I'll try and show you guys exactly, because I think the downstairs is built as some sort of a warehouse, as it is a very huge. But so this is a restaurant, I think it's called Amala's, this one. And of course there is a mini mart here, it is called Dreams, it is located there. And of course I think that is a procurement enterprise, but we are still here. So I think the enterprise is called Mary and Sons, but the tower, as it is called, it's called Master, M-A-S, Master, and the original name is Mary and Sons Enterprise, as you guys can see. We continue and we are still here. So as we approach, we are currently approaching last station, which is the term that is used by those very big buses that usually take passengers from around this side, which is exactly where they usually stop, or where they usually drop all the passengers that they usually take from the city center. But again, I'll stand here, as this is exactly where we are, still at Calabar Town. Try and give you guys a 360 of both sides of this particular destination, and then after that we will try and continue. So that is exactly where we started, and this is exactly where we are. But these are some of the enterprise. Of course, that is also a makeshift car dealership, but it's a very small lot, as you guys can see some of the used cars that are back there, and they are for sale. So this is also a huge construction project. I think those top floors are not completed, but I think this one down and the first floor is completed. But we continue and hopefully try as much as we can in reaching the target for today's video. So that is exactly where some of these big buses is usually where they drop all their passengers that they usually take from the city center, and then they will make a U-turn and then collect fresh passengers and then take them back to the city center, which is usually PZ, Eastern Police, which is usually some of their stops. But so this is the spot, this is last station, and this is exactly where they usually make their U-turn. But this is exactly where they usually make their U-turn. And of course again, here I'll stand here and then just try as much as I can and give you guys a 360 of this entire area, and then after that we will continue with the video. So still here, I've decided to walk on this side, and as we go along we'll switch directions between the left and the right hand side of this particular main highway. And of course, as we go along, you guys will see at certain junctions there are a lot of businesses, a lot of individual vendors, enterprises and theaters that are located at this main highway, which is a very popular highway. But I think this Calabar Town side is the more crowded side, if I can say that, as you guys can see, because as we go along there will be certain parts or certain sections of this main highway that is not that crowded. So this is a new construction project. As you guys can see, that is a service station, but we continue and hopefully make progress and try and reach the destination or the target for today's video. So I think this other side, some of these enterprises, I think they start from there up to that point. I think they usually deal in household decorations, such as plastic chairs, glass tables, fans, and other items that are usually used to decorate the interior or the inside of various houses around the country. But again, I'll try and cross and then try and give you guys a 360 of this particular area. So this is exactly where we are, and still at Bureh Road, Calabar Town. This is exactly where we have reached, and of course you guys know that new building, but I'll give you guys a 360 of both sides so you guys can see exactly some of the businesses and the residences that are located on both sides at this main road. So of course that is a new construction, as you guys can see. We continue, and I think I am approaching exactly where I started the video of the old Calabar Town Road, which was very close to the police station that is located at this main highway, and I think that is exactly where I am. But I'll just point the camera straight, as that is a security installation and I definitely don't want to film it. So we continue with the video, and I think we have left the Calabar Town community side of this main highway, and I think we're also approaching another section called Bureh, which is also another side or another community that is located at this main highway. But we will try as much as we can and make progress, and hopefully go beyond this particular side, as there is a junction that is where I think bikes and other forms of transport usually take passengers, and that is, I think, the way that leads to the other sections of the other drives and other streets that are located within the Bureh community, which, like I said, is also another section that is located at this main highway. But of course, thank you guys for coming along with me, and I hope you guys are not bored yet, as we still have a lot of distance to cover and a lot of locations and a lot of things to see along the way in this vlog. I hope you guys are not bored yet, but we are here and still making progress. As we will pause at this main Bureh junction, and then after that we will continue with the video. So that is the main Bureh junction, and I'll just try and come as close as possible and try to show you guys exactly where Bureh junction is, and you guys can see the different bikes that are parked. And these bikes usually normally take passengers to the different sections and destinations that are located within this community, which is the Bureh community. So this is the junction. As you guys can see, the different bikes that are parked. But of course I'll just stand here. Of course you guys can see this new construction. I'll just stand here and then try to give you guys a 360 of some of the houses or enterprises that are located at this particular site or this particular section. And after that we will continue. Welcome back, and this is exactly where we are, as that is Bureh junction in the distance, as you guys can see. So I'm using this other side, which is the side we're going to use to walk on as we make progress and hopefully try and head for the junction. So of course this is also another large or huge building, as of course you guys know downstairs is already completed and the first and second floors are yet to be completed, but we are here and we continue with the video and hopefully try and make progress, or try to go as fast or as further as we can, but we continue. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, share to as many of your contacts as possible, like and comment, and yeah. So we have left the Bureh community behind, and we're at another community that is called Ujuku, which is also another community that is located at this main highway. And of course you guys already know that at certain main roads there are a lot of individual communities, individual drives, lanes and streets that are located at these particular main highways. But as we go along, we'll just try and recognize or try and highlight exactly where one community starts and where the other one ends. So I think that is the recent version of the Cadillac Escalade, which I think it's about 100 grand, with all the options of course. But we continue, and so here is exactly again where we are. And of course I think this section, I think the flowers are actually planted on this particular sidewalk at the middle of the road. But just taking you guys back, showing you guys exactly where we are. And we have left Bureh and we are at Ujuku, which is also another community that is located at this main Bureh highway. So these are just some of the communities or some of the enterprises, of course, that are located at both sides at this main highway as we continue with the video. So of course, standing here, you guys can see, if I can zoom in, those huge mangrove forests that are very, very close to the sea. I hope you guys can see it. That is just an indication that this particular side was once, there was once a very, very huge forest that is located. But I think on that other side, you guys can see some of the houses or the new construction projects that are very, very close to those mangrove swamps. But we continue with the video, and as we make progress and crossing. And as we continue with the video, you guys, as we go along, of course, it is now become evident that at certain main highways or certain main roads, most of the houses or the construction projects that are usually located at certain important highways are usually very, very high buildings. Of course, you guys can see, I think this particular construction, I think the individual that has that particular house went through a lot in order just to carve out where exactly that particular building stands. As you guys can see, at this particular section, you guys can see there was a very, very huge hill, which I think the company that constructed this road went through a lot in order just to be able to carve out this particular highway. But we are still here and we continue with the video, making progress and hopefully try as much as we can in reaching the junction. And we are still at Ojuku, the junction, or the Ojuku community, because we've left the junction behind. And the target for today's video will be to ultimately try and complete this section, which will be to end at Bureh Junction. Of course, that is a new construction project. As you guys can see, the sticks are being used in the construction of this particular building at this main highway. But we are still here as we make progress. Still here trying to show you guys exactly how it has been or how this particular side is. And of course, I think at this particular side where I'm walking on, if I can just pause and show you guys some of the houses that we'll be able to capture, as maybe as we go along we'll not be able to see them. So these are just some of the houses that are located within the different drives and streets or lanes that are located at Ojuku, located at this main Bureh highway. But we are still here, continuing with the video. Making progress. And this highway, it's a very, very large one. As you guys can see, both cars are parked side by side, and of course, except for that particular vehicle, which of course I've described it to you guys, it usually cause a lot of traffic at Ferry Junction and other parts around the Upgon area. So here is exactly where we are. I'll just take you guys back and show you guys exactly where we are. Still at Ojuku and making progress. So here's exactly where we are. Of course, we've left the Calabar Town community, the Bureh community, and I think we are at Ojuku presently. But both sides of the street, and I think that is a welding shop, and of course that is also another used car dealership. But we continue as I will try and cross to the other side just to give you guys an unbiased view of this particular main highway. So we are still here to keep you guys along with me as I've just transferred to the more shadier side of this main road as we make progress and continue with the video. So I think that is a very huge and important bridge that links, if I can say, the Bureh community and also that of this particular side. And I think that bridge is called Ogu Bridge, but maybe if we have enough time we'll be able to reach that particular end, just so I can show you guys exactly how that particular bridge is constructed or was constructed. But we are still here making progress and just try to complete this particular highway and move to other destinations, as we still have a lot to see and a lot of other locations to vlog through or do a review of. And just to let you guys know, I have a backlog of some videos which I am yet to post because of the internet situation, as the prices of data has really gone up. But I'll try as much as possible and try to post all of those videos, and then hopefully try and find other locations, as I think I'll post those backlog videos before I post this one, because this one, maybe I'll post this one later, but I have a backlog of some videos which I have already done and have yet to post. But if time permits, we'll try and do those particular videos. So I'll just try and cross and give you guys a view of exactly where we are, as you guys can see the view and some of the houses that are located at this particular side. As of course you guys can see, that is a makeshift dump. I just trying to zoom in and show you guys some of the houses or some of the communities that are located at this particular side. And of course just trying to zoom in and show you guys that particular huge mangrove forest that I showed you guys earlier. I think it continues to this particular side, and some of the houses that are down this particular side. And of course this particular side wants to be turned into a dump, but I think it will be cleared. It will be cleared. And of course the drainage system here, there is a very huge drainage system which I think it goes all the way there and it empties down that particular side, because I think there's a very huge waterway or bridge that is located around or under this particular road, but we will not be able to see it as we continue. But I think there's also another bridge that is constructed right there, as because it is the dry season, it is not yet flooded or there is no water coming from it presently, but we continue and hopefully make progress. So I think there are a few more houses down this particular side, but these mango trees are blocking the view. But we continue, and this is exactly where we are, still at this main Bible road. And I think we have left the Ojukwu community behind, or maybe we are still there, but we are still at this main Bible highway as we continue with the video. And hopefully try as much as we can. And if I'm not mistaken, I think immediately after the Ojukwu community, I think it will be that of the Allentown community, hopefully. It will be that of the Allentown community, but still here as we continue with the video, and hopefully I'll stand here again and try and give you guys a shot of this particular side again, maybe some of the houses that we missed. And if I can stand here and zoom in, I think there is some form of plantation down that particular side, as you guys can see. I think vegetables are planted there of vegetable leaves, and of course you guys can see the other houses that are located down that side. And of course, very close to those houses, you guys can see the huge mangrove forest that I think it starts from here and it goes all the way to exactly where the sea starts, as you guys can see. I think those particular sides, they are very swampy areas, as is usually evident by the presence of those mangrove trees there. But we will continue, and of course taking you guys back and try to show you guys this other side. I think we've already had a shot of those buildings over there, but just to show you guys exactly where we are. And I think this side, of course, there is a baking. I think that is someone's land, this vacant lot that you guys are seeing. And of course I'm not surprised, because the appeal for plots of land that are situated at main highways are very high, and most of these areas that you guys are seeing, if I can say, even this particular side that you guys are seeing that is being presently filled with rubbish, I think this is also someone's land. I could be wrong, but I am definitely sure. But we continue, and we are still here. Of course, there also is the case. And I think this particular side where I am, I think it starts from there, where that particular signboard is. I think up to, I think where that particular bridge or railing, where it starts, I think all through this particular side that I'm walking, as you guys can see, rubbish is being deposited very hugely at this particular side. I don't know exactly why, but we continue with the video. And we are still at the main Bureh highway, and of course, just like I told you guys, we have left Ojukwu Junction or the Ojukwu community behind, and we are presently at the Allentown community, which is also another community that is located at this particular main Bureh highway, as it continues all the way up till Bureh Junction, I think even further beyond that. But we are still here. I think this is a concrete decoration or pillar maker, as you guys can see. That is a carpentry shop, and of course that is a new construction, as you guys can see. But we are still here as we continue with the video. So this is Tayama Drive, Allentown. I think it goes all the way down that side. And I think this other section is called Total, and you guys can see these used cars. I think this is a Yaris, and of course this other old Nissans. This is a Honda and the Micra. These are used. This is a used car lot, and these cars are being sold, as you guys can see. But still here, and I'll try and cross, of course, and try and give you guys a 360 of both sides of the street. So here is exactly where we are. I'll just take you guys back, trying to show you guys where we started. There is where we have walked up to this point, and we are presently at the Allentown community, and we have left the community far way behind as we continue with the video. So these are just some of the houses that are located on both sides of this particular main highway. Of course, that is a new used car center. So still at Allentown as we continue with the video and hopefully make progress beyond this particular point. And because I think after Allentown there is also another community, if I'm not mistaken, called Bureh. But for now we are at the Allentown community, as of course you guys know there are various intersections, various drives and various streets that are located at this main highway. Just a reminder, and we'll try as much as we can in trying to locate some of these steps and some of these drives that are located at this main highway. But we are still here. So that is a new construction project, as you guys will tell. So I think this is a huge piece of land, which I think starts from there and up to that point. But of course you guys can see it has been cordoned off by these metal sheets, and I think a construction project is going on inside, if I'm not mistaken. But we continue, and of course this particular highway, as since we started the video, you guys will see the different enterprises that are located at this main highway. Of course, the goods and services that they sell and the services that they deliver vary. As since we started, we have seen used clothes vendors, used electronics vendors, and of course enterprises that sell household decorations and other items. We have seen foreign exchange bureaus along the way, and other enterprises. But we are still here, and hopefully we will continue beyond this particular point. Of course, you guys recognize these vehicles. They are coming from Waterloo, and 55 is usually their last stop, and they are usually taking passengers to Bombay, which is where they usually unload these passengers and then take other ones and bring them directly. So this is a service station, just to show it to you guys. So this particular way leads to Lower Allentown. This is the way, and I think there's also a huge community down that particular side. But we continue with the video. That is a mosque Masjid Kudus that is located at Allentown. And if I will say, I think that particular building that you guys are seeing that is somehow shaped off, I think there used to be a hospital there, but because of, I think when this road was being constructed, as the hospital was inside the road, so it was shaped off. I think that particular hospital has been transferred to this particular other building, as you guys can see, that unfinished one. But again, I'll just try and cross and then try and show you guys exactly where we are, and after that we will continue with the video. So again, showing you guys some of the houses that are located, or the enterprises. So that is the mosque, Masjid Kudus, located at this main highway at Allentown. So this is exactly where we are, and of course I showed you guys there is the way to Lower Allentown. But we continue, and this is a new construction, as you guys can see, but of course as always the downstairs is already operational, and I think this is also another new construction project. But we continue with the video, and I have reverted back to the center of this main highway, but as we go along I'll try and move to either side depending on which side is suitable, but we are still here. So this is exactly the hospital that I was telling you guys about, but it's been transferred, I think, over there, if I'm not mistaken. But we are still here continuing with the video. Still at Lower Allentown, or at Allentown, as we continue, and also still at main by Bureh Road. Of course, this is also another construction project, as you guys can see. Still at Allentown as we make progress. Of course, the downstairs, you guys can see, used chairs, the fridge, and other items that are being sold. Still at Allentown, and continuing with the video. And just to recap, I think this particular video, as the other videos, maybe it will be in 2 parts if possible, but if not, I'll post it as a single video, because we still have a lot of distance to cover, as we'll try and push as further as we can in trying to cover this particular section of this main highway, and then after that we will forget about Bureh Road, except the section beyond the Waterloo community. But for now, so of course I'll just stand here again, try to take you guys back and show you the new construction projects, as you guys can see, as there are a lot of them that we've come across since we started the video. So again, standing here and taking you guys back, there is exactly where we've worked from, and this is exactly where we are. But we continue, and hopefully, of course, you guys can see this is also another new construction, but the downstairs has already been designated as a building material store and other enterprises. But we continue and hopefully make progress. I hope you guys are not bored yet, as we still have a lot of distance to cover. As just a reminder, I think it's coming to rush hour, which is around 5 p.m. as most of the business owners that usually have their shops, businesses, and the traders that usually do their business at the city center, this is exactly around the time that some of them usually start packing and returning home. So you guys should not be surprised that the roads are very, very busy. And besides that, this is a very, very important highway that connects both the eastern part and other parts of the country to that of the city center and other areas beyond the city center. But still here, and we are still at Allentown, just a reminder, still at Allentown and making way. I think this is also another building where the downstairs is already operational, but the other floors are not. And still here as we continue with the video and hopefully try as much as we can in pushing forward. So again, I am at this particular section, and the mangrove forest that I showed you guys, it still continues around this particular section, of course, except this particular dump that is being deposited at this particular site. Again, just to give you guys a view of the mangrove areas, as you guys can see, that is very close to the sea, and some of the houses that are located down that particular side. Of course, there is a new construction project right there, and of course others, as we continue with the video, and of course taking you guys to the other side just to show you guys exactly how this other side is. And of course, I think there are also other houses that are located around here, which I'll try as much as possible and show you guys before we continue with the video. So we are still here as we continue. Bear with me as we still have a lot of distance to cover, and we are still at Allentown trying to push this video as further as we can. And hopefully we'll complete the exploration of this main highway up to the Bureh section in this particular video, and then maybe for the next video we'll try as much as we can in capturing that of the Bureh market and the particular road that starts at Allentown that leads directly to the Bureh market and the main Grafton or Town highway. So we are still at the middle as we continue and hopefully make progress. So that is another section. Of course, it's called Atabis. Of course, since we started, I think we approached another one, I think that belongs to the APC. I think this other one is it belongs to the other, or it belongs to the ruling party, the SLPP Atabis. But we continue and hopefully make progress. As I just greeted them and passed because they think I am doing something else, but I just said hi and I moved on, but we continue. So of course this particular house is hanging right at the edge. And of course this is a new construction, as you guys can see, but we are still here. And we are also at another section, which I think it also belongs to the Allentown community. It is called Kiosk Miami Junction, which is exactly to that particular side, but we are still not there yet. But we are still at Allentown, just a section that is called Kiosk Miami Junction, and I think the junction is exactly there where that particular car is leaving. But we are here as we continue with the video and hopefully stretch it as far as we can. Hope you guys are not bored yet. So again, we'll stand here, take you guys back, and show you guys exactly where we are. Of course, the new construction project. So this is exactly where we are. So of course, this is also another individual that is trying to carve something out, or trying his best to develop his land at this main highway. And if I can say, the difference between this main highway and that of other main highways, I think if I can compare it to that of the Wilkinson Highway, although since we started, as we are approaching this particular side, I think we've seen a few billboards and advertisements along the way, which I think is not that many at this particular Bureh highway, but other highways like that of Wilkinson Road, Spur Loop, I don't know, maybe it is in the western part and the more so this is Kiosk or Miami Junction. This is the junction, as you guys can see, but I'm crossing. So we continue with the video and we are stretching it as far as we can and trying to exactly reach the destination for today's video. And of course, as for the new construction project, I think since we started, we've came across more than 15 or more than 20 of them since we started at K-Step, which was where we started this particular video. Another construction project. So there is the Miami Junction, Kiosk Junction, which is part of Allentown. But we continue, as I'll just give you guys both sides of the road, and then after that we will continue with the video. So this is a very, very nice building, as you guys see. Still here, and we are coming to the end or to the close of this particular main exploration or review of this particular section, but we are still not yet at our target destination, which is that of Joy Junction, but we are still at Allentown and making progress. So we will end this particular part at this particular section. So after this particular video, I'll resume the vlog and then try and see if I'll be able to complete it. So I'll thank you guys again for coming along with me, and until I catch you guys again at the next